guest tonight is an Emmy award-winning director, producer, and actor. You know from his work on shows such as Ozark and Arrested Development and his wildly popular podcast, Smartless. He stars in Black Rabbit, which is available in its entirety now on Netflix. Please welcome back to the show our friend Jason Bateman, everybody. I'm so happy to have you here. They're never like this.
Don't make me feel nervous.
When I came out before the show, you could hear a pin drop.
This is good. This is hot.
Congratulations on the new show.
Thank you.
You and Jude Law, it's fantastic to see the two of you in the two-hander.
Jude Law.
He's a handsome fella.
Oh, man.
You're a handsome fella, but like, whole nother thing.
No, he just, you think that he can't be that great, and then he's better.
Yeah. And then it's the other thing where, like, he's also not even using his real voice.
No, yeah, the guy's from Akron, Ohio.
Yeah.
That's how good he is.
Yeah, that's how good he is. All right, you play two brothers. You're going through some, you guys both have some issues.
Yeah.
But you're running a restaurant. So have you ever dreamed of running a restaurant?
Yes, haven't we all? Wouldn't that be nice to have a nice big fat annuity like that?
Yes.
But they're apparently financially tricky.
Well, also, every show about people who run a restaurant, it's weird because they all seem miserable and stressed out. And yet I watch it and I'm like, I'd like to do it.
I know. I know. Before I started acting, which was I always sort of fantasize about that the waiter job would be a bit of a performative, occupation where you could I thought, well, each table would be like a particular audience, a particular stage, and I could try to figure out who they need me to be in order to get that tip.
Right.
Right? And so I'd be able to change per table. So very early on, I thought, that might be cool.
By the way, every restaurant manager I ever had, if I said what you just said, would be like, don't do that. Just do it the same way every place, Jason.
Repeat to me back to specials.
Just say the specials back. Don't do it in different voices.
Yeah. Did you did wait tables?
I did. I waited tables. I loved it. I mean, it was just like the hours were right to be, I would do comedy shows on the nights I wasn't working, so it was a really good deal.
You were pretty good?
It was, I think I was a pretty good waiter. I did once get, somebody left me no tip, and I ran out the door to follow him, because no tip is kind of shocking. And I said, hey man.
So you're in pursuit of this dude?
I pursued.
With your apron on?
Full apron.
He thought.
I had a tray of another table's food.
He's like, hang on, honey, I must have forgotten something. Yes, what is it? And you're like, no, put your hand down. I got my hand out.
But I did say, I'm like, do you know you didn't leave a tip? And he goes, I do. And I said, why? And he goes, you're a bad waiter. And that was a real, because then you kind of go, well, I guess that is what the tip is for.
It is obligatory in this country. In other countries, it is purely up to you, and it is basically your review of that
individual,
guy,
right?
Or gal. Yeah.
Whereas here, everybody's just like, you did it, A triple plus, bud.
Right. I know.
I'm so happy. I will say that I also have a nice moment. When I'm watching restaurant shows, I always remember, I can just go to a restaurant. I don't have to start one.
No, that's true. Yeah.
I'm like, I think what's happening is I like going to restaurants and I don't have to also be in the kitchen being like, what do you mean we're out of meat?
Yeah. Or be the investor.
Be the investor.
Yeah, you've got no financial exposure.
You guys you sort of play a troubled brother that Jude has to look out for a little bit. I will say I love shows where siblings, despite the fact.
Well, you've got a brother.
I've got a brother, and he's a good one. He's nothing
good.
like
Josh
he's nothing like your dirtbag.
No,
yeah,
exactly.
But I got a tip-top brother.
Yeah,
but I will
do.
say I love my brother so much that I realize, even if he was a dirtbag, I would do things for him that I would never do for a dirtbag friend.
Right.
And I think that's one of the thrusts of this show.
Exactly. Yes. We all have family members. They can get away with a great deal.
Yes.
I mean,
a long leash.
Yeah. Even your partner you could split from. You can't split from a family member, and so. My guy, I play this guy named Vince. He does sort of take advantage of that fact.
Yeah.
And he plays a little fast and loose with the loyalty that Jude's character pays him. Yeah, he's made a lot of bad decisions, including his hairstyle and his facial hair. But I was excited.
By the way, people think it's what you have now, and it's so much worse.
It's so much worse.
Are you worried that everybody laughed when you were like, they were like, ha ha ha?
Is that what that laugh was?
I have a lot. I do want to talk about this guy in a minute. But wait, we'll be right back. More with Jason after this.
I'm gonna talk to Matt.
Really? Come
and
on,
I'm gonna
again?
save it, please. I'm gonna talk to Matt, and I'm gonna get us the money, and you're gonna fix everything with Anna so that it doesn't mess up our restaurant for good this time. And let me tell you something else. If we're gonna be lying to everybody else, we need to be honest with each other, Jake. Okay? You wanna know why? Because I'm back. I am back, and we are partners. Tell me you get that. Say it. You get that we're partners, please.
We're back with Jason Bateman. That is a clip from Black Rabbit. It's so funny. If you told me you were in a show called Ozark and you were also in a show where you played a New York restaurateur, and I saw this photo, I'd be like, this is Def Ozark.
That's Ozark, yeah.
But this is your New York hair and face.
That's kind of, I've seen Josh look like that.
Yeah, John, my brother has looked
Yeah,
like that back
yeah.
in the day. That's true.
So what happens here is what you get when a fella does not go to the barber for 2-3 years.
Wow.
Doesn't shave his face for an equal amount of time.
Yeah, it looks so itchy.
Oh, God. We shot that here in the teeth of August, and it was just, it didn't smell fantastic.
But also, is it true that you were getting around our fine city on a scooter?
I did, yes. Well,
Okay.
well, we shot, the stage work was at Steiner, and I stayed at over here in Brooklyn and Williamsburg, and and I stayed in an apartment building about 2 blocks away. And I don't need transportation to there, and it's a little too far for Softy to walk.
Yep.
So I bought myself one of the thingies,
Yeah.
the electric scooters. And I thought, well, that will be nice and peaceful on the bike path there. But for the locals here, that's a highway.
Yeah.
I mean, I saw a couple of bikes go by, risky. I saw a couple of the motorized bikes go by, risky. Then a moped with the food delivery guys. Then a motorcycle.
Yeah.
They're doing like 65 miles an hour on a bike path.
It's no joke.
You should have seen my Karen looks on these guys going by. Like, what are you doing? Beep, 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 beep. It's like, it's terrible.
But it was also, remember, you looked like this at the time. You were
Right.
you were Grizzly Karen.
Exactly. I
Like,
should've-
do you think people were like, that can't possibly have been Jason Bateman?
No, it's just a bearded Karen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
By the way, you've done some beard work in the past. Well, there's 2 things. One, there's a great
Done some
flashback.
beard work. Let's keep it clean.
All right. There's a flashback, and I like that the flashback was a believable style of this guy in the past. So this is the present, and I was so happy with this.
There's a lot of party in the back there.
And a lot of party back. Then you were a party in a Corvette with this fine film, Teen Wolf 2.
I mean,
Yeah.
that was a special.
Well, you're probably happy not to be doing that in August in New York.
Look, and just thank the sweet Lord Jesus. That's now kitsch in my career.
It
that I got past that, and
Right.
we can now giggle about it.
It's
on
not. It
your
wasn't.
show.
It's not pinnacle. It's kitsch.
It was not the high
Yeah,
mark.
that's true.
Yeah.
You are an Emmy Award-winning director for your work on Ozark, and you directed some of this. Do you love it? And also, what is the challenge of having to direct a scene you're in?
Yes, I love it. The challenge is, to be honest, I'm so comfortable with the acting that I'm able to observe, like, I'm fully aware, as you are, of the cameras over there, and if a boom was coming or a move was happening, you'd be able to wait until it made it or something like. So I was always aware of the other parts of the process that was going on, and I just really wanted to play in those parts and work with crew members, like the people that you don't see behind the camera. Like, we got nothing without them. Like,
Right.
we're creating fake life.
Yeah.
And it's like, it doesn't, it doesn't just happen in front of the camera. Like, there's an enormous amount of work while, you know, us soft actors are in their trailer watching Judge Judy, and they're
Yes.
out there, you know, they're making the movie out there, and when they're ready for the actor to come out and talk, they knock on the door, first team, ready for you, and you go out there, you work like 15 minutes an hour. It's the crew and the director that's working 60 minutes an hour. So I'm a masochist. I wanted all the work.
And there is, you know, this is a really stressful show, and you realize like it's stressful in the writing, and the score, and the acting. But man, the camera is doing so much work to give you tension in this show.
Yeah.
And you must know when you get a project like this of, oh, the cameras are going to be doing a lot more than just sort of be sitting in lockdown shots.
That was the draw. I mean, I love actors and I love working with actors. I love doing the acting, but that's the part I'm familiar with. It's the camera stuff and production design and music and creating the mood for you guys to be in to then, you know, receive the tension of it or whatever. And so, yeah, the camera's a big part of this show. It's always sort of like handheld and kind of, you know, untethered like these two brothers are. There's a visual component of it.
And I love the palette. I'm a big color palette guy
Are
in a
you?
show. I love it. I love the way.
You gotta direct. I'm serious. There's a whole desaturation thing. You gotta come in with me and like.
And let me just say, the show's really stressful, and I love that because I do think stuff's a little too chill right now.
It's too chill. There's
So
no
end of the
problems.
night, I want to like, you know.
Yeah, because it's all unicorns and rainbows out here, you know?
What about your Ozark co-star Laura Linney directed a couple episodes?
Yeah,
Was
she-
that something? Did you go to her and
did.
sort of? I mean, I know she directed an episode of Ozark.
Yeah, it took me a couple of years to talk her into sharing her incredible talent
Yeah.
and knowledge by directing an episode of Ozark. And she directed one of our best episodes ever, and so I said, wait, Laura, you can do this, come on. And so I got this next project, and I called her immediately. She only lives a couple of blocks from the studio. I said, come direct not one, but two. And she thought about it for a couple of days, and I'm really proud of her that she said yes. It would have been very easy to say no and stay and hang out with her.
I mean, I'll just say for those of us who love to work together, it is just wonderful when collaborators continue to collaborate for us, the audience. So
Thank you.
I'm
Yeah,
glad.
she's real special to me.
She's the best. You're the best too. Thanks so much for being
You're
here,
the
buddy.
best, Seth. You're the best.
Jason Bateman, everyone. All 8 episodes of Black Rabbit are streaming now on Netflix. It's so good. Stick around. Be right back.